Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So we have a potential issue at this point in time, especially if you plan to buy the game Crimson Desert on the base PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X. And what is the actual problem? The problem is that right now, even 1 week before release, we still don't have any proper raw footage from the PlayStation 5 base. That's it. There's literally no footage whatsoever. All the footage that we received, which was mainly from Digital Foundry, which was this video here, they showcased the PlayStation 5 Pro gameplay, and it did have some particular hiccups, especially in places where there was lots of action happening, lots of movements, lots of soldiers. The frames did dip from the performance 60 FPS all the way to like 40 or 38, 39 for like short periods of time. This was only when it was really busy, as it was really busy in this video, as you can see here, published 2 days ago, by the way. So yeah, it was obviously we did see some issue. Like this section here was the worst section, where the frames just went a bit crazy all the way down to 38 effectively, because it was just so much going on in the video, right? I mean, it's pretty crazy, right? 37 frames actually. And then when they played the same section in the locked 30 FPS mode, which is a bit later on, I think it was here somewhere if I'm not mistaken, in the locked 30 FPS mode, the game was perfect. Like it had no issues, it had no problems, like it was completely locked at 30 FPS in quality mode, and you had no issues whatsoever. But the main question is, if the game even dips to like 37 frames, 38 frames, or 40 frames during very busy encounters, right? That's the question there. What's going to happen with the base PS5? Is it going to have the same issue? Now, in the open world areas, you can see in this example here, there's no issue whatsoever. So when you're in open world, there's no like major cities about, or there's like no like big settlements or like big enemies everywhere. That's not a problem. But the moment you go to a very populated, dense area, that's a problem. So same as this tweet here, this is really interesting, right? Crimson Desert on PS5 Pro, 180p performance mode with drops into the 30s in certain places. All this can be yours for just $900 shipping and handling, and they think GTA 6 is going to be 60 FPS. Now, yeah, I mean, common sense, it's not going to be the case, right? We have some of the analysis, as you can see here. The PlayStation 5 Pro offers the 3 modes. So the performance mode we just saw was at 60 FPS, 180p, right? Obviously, it's kind of like upscaled to 2K, but it's fake upscaling, it's not native. Then you have the balance, which is going to be 40 FPS, 2K, and the quality, 30 FPS, 4K. 30 FPS quality and 4K balance modes are stable, but the 60 FPS is more challenging, usually depending on how many entities are there in play, likely a CPU limitation. Which is obviously this is not going to be a problem for PCs. If you have a proper CPU like an i7 or an i9, you'll be fine. The game utilizes the Black Space engine to deliver incredible near-field detail and massively scale simultaneously, featuring a fully dynamic ray-traced lighting system. Ray-traced diffuse, global illumination, and ray-traced reflections are present in all modes. You cannot turn it off because it's such a big part of the game itself, enhancing the scene like the Buck Hill battle and water interactions. The engine uses displacement mapping to create intense texture depth, though it can cause minor visual bugs on edges and features realistic particle shadows from smoke plumes. In the new PSSR mode is as effective as it is, the base 180p from the optimal mode may still deliver an impressive experience with higher frame rates. The game boasts high variety of environments, from medieval village to robot fortresses with sophisticated AI where enemies may flee and crowds react realistically to chaos. Even so, the signs are looking good, and certainly for the PS5 Pro owners, Crimson Desert delivers a phenomenal experience. But that's the catch. It is not yet possible to work out how it is going to work in the base PlayStation 5, which is the problem, right? Don't forget about the with and without VRR that DF showed later in the vid, reaching low 70s. So yeah, so if you activate variable refresh rate, by the way, you can actually go to the 70 frames per second, which is really cool stuff. Honestly, if you have obviously a monitor which can handle that sort of thing. But yeah, Another problem we have is the fact that many people have been complaining about the lock on the game. So some people got the copy early, as it happens. If you have a friend, if you have connections, you know, they have a copy to give to you, a physical copy, and people have been complaining that the game is locked and in the early disc copies. And yeah, some people are complaining on this one. This is quite an horrific form of DRM in the long run, just to avoid leaks and spoilers from getting out early. The physical copy of Crimson Desert is basically useless without internet, which you need to update the game to make it playable. That is extremely bad for preservation. But the question I have is the following: what are they supposed to do? I mean, that's the thing, like, you have to find a method in which you can try to limit the amount of leaks. The only way to do that is obviously by making people have to download a day one patch in the game, otherwise the game will not work. So, common sense. I mean, I know some people are really annoyed about this, but honestly, like, it's just common sense. It's literally common sense, and people who whine about this are people who got the early copy, and they're only whining about this because they can't play the game early. That's the only reason this is happening, okay? So from my point of view, this shouldn't even be a controversy because it protects everyone. Yes, I understand you want to play the game without any particular activation of online activation, so if you don't have internet, you may be screwed on this one. I fully understand that. But a company needs to work out what's best for them, and they know that the majority of people who have a PlayStation 5 usually have internet. I mean, let's just be honest, that's how it works. Like 90+% of people who have a PlayStation 5 have some sort of form of internet, either Wi-Fi, cabling, or something, and they will be able to download the patch day one in a fashion or something else, right? So I mean, that's the reality. So yeah, so that's it guys for this one, honestly. Also, we have here a comparison from the standard denoise, which is going to be obviously in the consoles, and the NVIDIA Ray reconstruction. So you can see here on the PC, which is going to have this option available, you will see that the improvements are quite impressive. This is a perfect example here, honestly. Like, there is one still image here. You can see like the depth of it, like the shadows are much more present, way more present. The bouncing of the light, like everything just feels much more alive, right? So when you obviously play the game, if you have a capable PC, I would say definitely get this game on PC. There was another image here, this one here, this is crazy. So yeah, this is going to be like the main difference between consoles and PC, because consoles don't have the NVIDIA Ray reconstruction, so you just cannot get that level of depth of like colors and blackness and shades and shadows. It just adds more realism to the picture. Now, of course, it's not like it's going to be like a different game or something, but at the same time, if you can afford, if you have a PC and you can afford buying the game, I would definitely suggest go for the PC version if you can, just because it gives you that extra potential on the ray reconstruction of the graphics, and honestly it just looks so damn appealing. So guys, that's it for today's video on this one. It's quite interesting, honestly, and I believe that the game will do quite well. The controversies are founded though. I mean, why are we not getting yet actual gameplay for the base PlayStation 5 a week before release? I believe that's completely unacceptable. Personally, they should just give it to us. If it's crap, we should know. If it's not, we should know at the same time. We know that PS5 Pro is good, so that's great. Okay, acceptable, fine. But yeah, that's the question. What about the PlayStation 5 base? What are they hiding in this particular version? That's what I actually personally want to know, because the PS5 Pro version looks great. That's fine. But most of you guys either have a base PS5, which is going to be like potentially 80% of you guys are going to have a base PS5. So that's going to be a big question. How is it going to work? I don't know. We'll find out. I'm hoping it's going to be good, because otherwise it's going to be lots of backlash on this. So yeah, we shall see guys on this one. Nonetheless, that's it for today's video. As always guys, I shall see you later in the next one.